Welcome to 7th grade math. That's the homework that was due today. Okay, mini lab, money. A florist charges $2 for each balloon in an arrangement and a $3 delivery fee. If you have $9 to spend, the model illustrates the equation 2x plus 3 equals 9, where x represents the number of balloons. So there's our equation, and there's our model. We have two x's, we have three ones, equal sign, and then we have 9 ones. So to solve 2x plus 3 equals 9, we have to remove 3 tiles from each side. So I just took 3 away from each side. Then circle the remaining tiles into 2 equal groups because we have 2 x's, so we need to have two total for each x. So the solution of 2x plus 3 equals 9 is 3 because x equals 3, as you can see. Solve each equation by using models. 2x plus 1 equals 5. So we have 2x's plus 1 equals 5. And if we take away 1 from each side, we get 2x equals 4. And then we need to split those up by x. So we divide each side by 2, and we get x equals 2. 3x plus 2 equals 8. We have 3x's, or 3x plus 2 equals 8 on the other side. If we take 2 away from both sides, and then we group them by x, we get x equals 2. 2 equals 5x plus 2. So if we have 2 equals 5x plus 2, and we take two x's, not two x's, if we take 2 away from each side, we get x equals, any idea? X equals 0. Two-step equation has two different operations. And to solve a two-step equation, undo the operations in reverse order of the order of operations. So we're going to use the backward strategy that we learned yesterday in the problem-solving investigation and work backwards to solve two-step equations. We're going to follow the order of operations in reverse orders, and we're going to undo any addition or subtraction first. Now remember, order of operations, those would be the last two operations we would do. And then undo any multiplication or division. And then we're going to check our solutions. So the order of operations, for a reminder, is PEMDAS, so it's parentheses, exponents, multiplication or division, whichever comes first, left to right, division or multiplication, whichever comes first, left to right, addition or subtraction, whichever comes first, left to right, subtraction or addition, whichever comes first, left to right, and again it's PEMDAS. Scaffolding questions. Which operation comes first in the expression 7 plus 3 times a negative 2? So it's asking us, if we follow order of operations, which one are we going to do first? Multiplication, correct. And which operation comes first if we follow PEMDAS in the expression 11 minus 10 divided by 5? Division. Okay, we're going to solve two-step equation. We have 2x plus 3 equals 9. So we're going to write the equation 2x plus 3 equals 9. And we're going to undo addition first by subtracting 3 from each side. So instead of 2x plus 3, we wanted to get the x by itself. So we have to start by getting rid of the number without the variable. So we're going to subtract 3 from both sides. We have 2x equals 6. Now to get x by itself, we have to divide the 2 out of the 2x. And whatever we do to one side of the equation, we have to do the other. So if we divide 2 by both sides, or both sides by 2, we get x equals 3. Check the solution. Since 2 times 3 plus 3 equals 9, the solution is 3. So check your progress. Now we're going to solve another two-step equation. We have 2x plus 4 equals 10. We'll write that out. And now we need to start working to get x by itself. So the first thing we'll do is undo the addition. So we're going to subtract 4 from each side. We get 2x equals 6. And this might look familiar. And if we divide both sides by 2, we get x equals 3. And if we check the solution, 2 times 3 plus 4 equals 10, so the solution is 3. All right, we're going to solve for 3x plus 1 equals 7. Write the equation. And then we're going to undo addition first by subtracting 1 from each side. So we get 3x equals 6. And then we need to get the x all by itself. So we're going to undo the multiplication of 3x by dividing 3. And we'll divide both sides by 3. Because whatever you do to one side, you have to do the other. And then if we simplify, x equals 2. And we can check the solution by plugging in the 2 for x. So we have 3 times 2 plus 1 equals 7. So we know the solution is 2. And if we solve 5 equals 2 plus 3x, don't let the equal sign being moved trip you up. You're going to write the equation. 5 equals 2 plus 3x. And we'll undo the addition of the plus 2. We have to do it from both sides. So we'll take 2 away from each side. And we get 3 equals 3x. And we need to get the x by itself, so we're going to undo the multiplication. 3x, we'll divide both sides by 3. And we get x equals 1. And then if we want to check the solution, we have 5 equals 2 plus 3 times 1. And that works because 5 equals 2 plus 3. 5 equals 5. So the solution is 1.
Solve 3x plus 2 equals 23. Check your solution. Write the equation. 3x plus 2 equals 23. We have to undo the addition of the plus 2 by subtracting 2 from each side. So when we do that, we get 3x equals 21. And then we're going to undo the multiplication of 3 times x by dividing 3 from both sides. And that will give us x equals 7. And if we plug in the 7 for the x, 3 times 7 is 21, plus 2 is 23. Solve negative 2y minus 7 equals 3. Check your solution. Write the equation. Negative 2y minus 7 equals 3. So we need to add 7 to each side to get rid of the subtraction of 7. So plus 7, and that gives us negative 2y equals 10. And then we need to undo the multiplication of negative 2 times y. So we're going to divide negative 2, divide each side by negative 2, and that will give us y equals negative 5. And then if we substitute negative 5 in for y, negative 2 times negative 5 minus 7 equals 3. Negative 2 times negative 5 is 10, minus 7 equals 3, so 3 equals 3. Solve 4 plus 5r equals negative 11. 4 plus 5r equals negative 11. We're going to subtract the 4 from each side, and we get 5r equals negative 15. So we divide by 5, get that r by itself, so r equals negative 3. If we check the solution, when we plug in negative 3 for r, we get 5 times negative 3 equals negative 15. If we add 4 to negative 15, we get negative 11. So negative 11 is negative 11. Statement is true. Solve 4x plus 5 equals 13. There's the equation. We need to get rid of that plus 5 from both sides, so we're going to subtract 5 from each side. We get 4x equals 8. And now we need to get that 4 and x apart. So we're going to divide each side by 4. And we get x equals 2. Check the solution. There's our equation. Replace x with 2. 4 times 2 is 8. Plus 5 equals 13. And that is a true statement. 8y plus 15 equals 71. Write the equation. 8y plus 15 equals 71. Take 15 away from both sides. 8y equals 56. Divide by 8. We get y equals 7. Then we're going to check it. 8y plus 15. We'll plug 7 in for y. 8 times 7 is 56 plus 15 equals 71. We actually add that out. 71 equals 71, so it works. Negative 3n minus 8 equals 7. There's our equation. We need to add 8 to both sides to get rid of that minus 8. So 3n equals 15. Now we need to divide 3n by 3 so we can just get n, and then we'll have to divide the 15 by 3 as well, negative 3, and simplify, we get n equals negative 5, and we'll check the solution. Negative 3n minus 8 equals 7, so negative 3 times negative 5 equals 15, 15 minus 8 equals 7, and that is true. Negative 5s plus 8 equals negative 2. Write the equation. Negative 5s plus 8 equals negative 2. We need to take 8 away from each side. So minus 8 from each side. Negative 5s equals negative 10. So now we need to get s all by itself, we need to divide both sides by negative 5. And we get s equals 2. And then we check our solution. Negative 5 times 2 is negative 10 plus 8 equals negative 2. And 1 plus 2y equals negative 3. So there's the equation. And we're going to subtract 1 from each side. We need to undo that addition. So negative 1 and negative 1. So we get 2y equals negative 4. And now to get the y by itself, so we can find the value for y, we're going to divide both sides by 2. And we get y equals negative 2. And then if we plug that in, 1 plus 2y equals negative 3. We get 1 plus 2 times negative 2 equals negative 3. 1 plus negative 4 equals negative 3. So negative 3 equals negative 3. So here's our equation. Negative 2 plus 6w equals 10. So we need to add 2 to each side. And that will give us 6w equals 12. And now we need to divide both sides by 6. And we get w equals 2. And then if we substitute 2 in for w, negative 2 plus 12 equals 10. 10 equals 10. Solve a two-step equation like 3x plus 4 equals 16, or 2x minus 1 equals negative 3. Step 1. Undo the addition or subtraction first. Step 2. Then undo the multiplication or division. Some real-world situations start with a given amount and increase at a certain rate. Real-world example. Aisha wants to have a birthday party at the movies. It costs $27 for pizza and $8.50 per friend for the movie tickets. Since it is Aisha's birthday, she does not have to pay for her movie ticket. How many friends can Aisha have at her party if she has $78 to spend? So in words, we're going to have the cost of pizza plus cost of one friend times number of friends equals 78. Then if we put that a variable in, we're going to have n represent the number of friends. And then we'll have 27 plus 850 times n equals 78. So we haven't changed the sentence at all, except we've actually put the cost of the pizza and the cost of the friend in, and we've put in symbols for some of the words. So we put in a plus sign for plus, we put in the dot for times, and we put in n for number of friends. So now if we stretch, kind of put it all together, we get 27 plus 850n equals 78. So we know that we need to get rid of the 27 from each side. That gives us 850n equals 51. And now we need to divide the 850, or divide each side by 850, and we get n equals 6. So she can have 6 friends. And if we just plug in 6 for n, do the math, we get 27 plus 51, and 78 equals 78. Checking progress. A fitness club is having a special offer where you pay $22 to join plus $16 monthly fee. You have $150 to spend. Write and solve an equation to find out how many months you can use the fitness club. Words, cost to join plus cost of 1 month times number of months equals 150. So if we plug in the variable, we're going to say it's m, it's going to represent number of months. And then when we write it out, all we're doing is putting in the actual numbers and then symbols for some of the words. Then we get 22 plus 16m equals 150. So $22 to join plus $16 per month equals 150. So there's our equation, and we're going to subtract 22 from both sides. 16m equals 128, and we get 16 over 16, or 16 divided by 16, and 128 divided by 16, m equals 8. So you can join for 8 months. And if we check the solution, we'll just plug in 8 for m and do the math out, and that works. Solve 4x plus 3 equals 19. Check your solution. 4x plus 3 equals 19. We'll take 3 away from each side. We get 4x equals 16. Now we need to divide each side by 4. And we'll get x equals 4. And to check the solution, 4x plus 3 equals 19. We'll plug the 4 in for x. Get 16 plus 3 equals 19. And that's correct. So 6 plus 5y equals 26. Take 6 away from each side. 5y equals 20. Divide both sides by 5. Y equals 4. Take the solution. Plug 4 in for y. 6 plus 20 equals 26, and that is correct. And then negative 3c plus 9 equals 3. Negative 9, or subtract 9 from both sides. We get negative 3c equals negative 6. So we're going to divide each side by negative 3, and we'll get c equals 2. Negative 3c plus 9 equals 3, so we plug the 2 in for c. We get negative 6 plus 9 equals 3, and that is correct. We have 0 equals 6 plus 3t, so we're going to subtract 6 from each side. We get negative 6 equals 3t. If we divide both sides by 3, we get t equals negative 2, and then we'll plug in negative 2 for t, and we get 6 plus negative 6 equals 0. That is correct. Parks. There are 76,000 acres of state parkland in Georgia. This is 4,000 acres more than 3 times the number of acres of state parkland in Mississippi. How many acres of state parkland are there in Mississippi? 76,000 equals 4,000 plus 3a. Add negative, we take 4,000 away from both sides. We get 72,000 equals 3a. And then if we divide each side by 3, a equals 24,000. Then if we plug in 24,000 for a, just to check, make sure our solution works. There's your homework for tonight. Head on over to Google Classroom to submit it. And I hope you have a great night. Thank you.